And finally, new rule, enough with revisiting things. Stop being surprised every time you watch an old movie or TV show and find some of the ideas in it are old. A recent article by Molly Ringwald got a lot of attention because she revisited The Breakfast Club and her other 80s movies and found them troubling in the age of Me Too. She said she was taken aback by the scope of the ugliness. Oh, please, they were teen comedies, not snuff films.
It sounds like Molly Ringwald, whatever her last name is one of those actresses who's not getting much attention because they sort of aged out of the industry, and their attempt to garner more attention is usually to go woke or to talk about whatever is trendy or popular at the time. I would take celebrities more seriously, like a Meryl Streep of the industry, who now all of a sudden was about Me Too, but gave Roman Polanski, probably mispronouncing his name, but you know, the guy who had sexual relations with a minor, a 14-year-old, and Meryl Streep, along with other celebrities, gave him a standing ovation and said that he was fairly kicked out of Hollywood and still defended him.
Yes, Roman Polanski. I'm very sorry that he's in jail.
Goes for Roman Polanski, for the pianist.
So when celebrities start talking about shit that actually matter, I'll start taking their whole Me Too stance a little bit more seriously, instead of revisiting a movie that nobody cares about and it's not really gonna make a dent or a difference in anybody's life or culture. Anyway guys, welcome to Make It React to Reviews, where we react to review to things on the internet. Same day, same shirt, different video. And today we're returning to Pale Maher, and this is actually an older clip. This is an older new rule. I think this is maybe a year old, I'm not sure. But he's basically talking about how a lot of these radical leftists, these fake wokes of the world, the progressives of the world, because they have been taught to view the world through the lens of oppression and smash the patriarchy and power dynamics, and because most of them live in the most progressive country on the planet, a lot of the times you have to go all the way back to the past to show you how terrible society really is to women and to marginalized communities and groups and stuff like that. So this is very apropos, this is very typical of them to go in the past and try to cancel things and stuff like that. And so he's right, like language was different, mentalities were different, perspectives were different, perceptions were different, values and morals were different. Why are you so fucking shocked and surprised by that? But instead of being like, wow, we've come a long way, we've progressed, we've changed, we've gotten better, instead of celebrating how far we've come, it's like, no, let's stay in the past so we can stay angry and divided, and instead of focusing on what really matters in the world. But anyway, we're gonna go right back into it. But before you do, if you like type of videos, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to get the notifications when I do upload. All that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And if you'd like to support this channel even further, you can donate. My PayPal me link is in the description box below and sometimes in the comment section. Of course it helps, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, and subscribe. Another great way to support this channel is either join my brand new membership program, different levels, different tiers, different perks, or you can visit my brand new merch shop, links down below, and links to all of the alternative platforms I'm on, my socials, including my Twitter, all the ways to support me and all the ways to contact me for business is always in the links down below. Other than that, sit back, relax, and continue to enjoy the video. All right, here you go.
She said, it's hard for me to understand how John Hughes was able to write with so much sensitivity and also have such a glaring blind spot. Oh, I don't know. Should we dig him up and yell at him? You can't... You can't blame someone for not being woke 30 years before woke was a thing. I remember the 80s. Being woke meant you had too much cocaine.
Yeah, I think I prefer that type of woke. Sorry to stop it so soon, but I just did an amazing reaction to a video on my other channel, Speak Freely, links down below, where he actually talks about I believe his name is Chapman. He's a YouTuber, and he actually breaks down the origins of wokeness and how it is birthed from Marxism. And the word woke is come from that that philosophy, right? And like I just spoke about, through viewing the world through the lens of oppression, that's also a philosophy of Marxism. So a lot of this wokeness is birthed through that. It's actually rooted in Marxism. And so, just a little FYI, go check out the video. If it's public now, links down below. Anyway, let's continue.
I think we should listen to Lisa Simpson, who last week addressed the controversy around Apu, an Indian character who runs a convenience store. Because we all know there's no such thing. Lisa said, something that started decades ago and was applauded and inoffensive is now politically incorrect. What can you do? Exactly, what can you do? Label us all degenerates for not already being who we would eventually become? 20 years ago, the jokes on Friends were just funny. Now, some millennials, I applaud the sane ones, but some find the jokes sexist, transphobic, and fat-shaming. Okay, but if you spend your time combing through old TV shows to identify stuff that by today's standards looks bad, you're not woke, you're just a douchebag.
I mean, if you spend your time combing through old TV shows, you have no fucking life and probably not a job. Go do something with yourself. I saw the controversy about Apu. It happened like a year or so ago. It kind of went viral. And someone made a really good point. Instead of once again celebrating the idea of the American dream, an Indian immigrant coming to America, starting a fucking business, his own business, being a good father, starting a family with his children, somehow that became a bad thing. But when you see everything through the lens of oppression, everything is black and white, and you eliminate any type of nuance. But anyway, let's continue.
Obama was against gay marriage until his second term, but I don't think we need to pretend he never existed. You can't enjoy any music, movies, or TV from back when for any length of time before seeing something we just don't do anymore. But aren't we adult enough to separate what we like about an old movie from what we don't? We can watch Big as a movie about a kid who becomes an adult and not as a movie about a grown woman who fucks a 12-year-old.
That's a good point! Hey, where are you woke? Why aren't you canceling that? Oh, because it's a woman doing the effing and not a man doing the effing. Because if it was reversed, you know that shit would have been canceled a long time ago. And it's true about Obama being against gay marriage and Trump being the first president that campaigned and got into office while being pro-gay marriage. But somehow Trump is the homophobe. Just saying. The Democrats are not the ones who ushered in gay marriage. The Democrats are the ones who said, okay, now we're fine with it because the public is fine with it. It's us the people that push for gay marriage, not the Democrats, not the Democrats, not the Democrats. But anyway, let's continue.
The most beloved and wholesome act in history is the Beatles, but even they wrote, she was just 17. You know what I mean? Which today sounds a little Roy Moore-ish. They also sang, I'd rather see you dead, little girl, than to be with another man. And I used to be cruel to my woman, I beat her. Geez, if all you need is love, how come they kept threatening everybody? But that last lyric is from the song Getting Better, which is what we have been doing. It's all you can do, because every generation could be called the what were you thinking generation. In the early 1900s, heroin was a children's cough medicine. In the 50s, amphetamines were sold to housewives as diet pills. We used to drive without seatbelts and drink while we were pregnant and litter indiscriminately, just throw shit out the window.
Again, he makes a really good point, and I've already stated this earlier. We never celebrate the progress that America has made. We never celebrate the strides that we've made. Every angry, super angry, fanatical, woke, fake woke, progressive, who really views their anger as some sort of virtue, it comes from the past. They have to live in the past. They have to pretend we still live in the past. And they have to pretend there has been no progress, right? I just watched another reactor who reacted to this video about this guy who was doing university street interviews about if Trump was racist or not. And there was this white woman, again, a white progressive woman, who was debating against people of color, telling people of color that racism has not changed, it has not gotten better since slavery. If I can find the clip, I'll put it in here. I'm thinking about reacting to it or not on my other channel, we'll see.
Are we more racist than we were in the civil rights movement?
I think so.
That's preposterous.
I think absolutely
First of all, I am an African American individual. I can walk in there in that Starbucks. No one's gonna protest me. How? I'm not gonna be lynched.
We're still more racist.
I got an education from a private university. There are people, I see several minorities here, black people here who are at the same school you are. How are we more racist now? If we were more racist now, they wouldn't be here. They would be bussed off somewhere else in Compton.
Different types of racism. It's obviously not the same amount of like,
but if it's worse,
lynched or whatnot.
But if it's worse?
I didn't say it's, we still have the same amount of, the same level of racism that we had
asked if we were
back then.
more racist.
No, it's just, we still have this, we have not progressed when we should have.
We have not progressed.
We have not.
She doesn't speak for me. I feel like we're definitely less racist than we were during the Civil War.
Who believes we're less racist now than the Civil Rights Movement?
Yes.
But that's how they have to view the lens. Feminists have to view the lens as there has been no change since the 1930s. Pro-black, fake wokes, progressive, white savior complex women, they have to view the world as if nothing's changed since slavery. The same thing with the queer activists. It's the same fucking mentality. It's like they're terrified if they just admit that we've actually gotten better, that progress would stop somehow, right? But again, it's this sort of Marxist, wokeist sort of philosophy that you have to view the world through the lens of oppression. The oppressed and the oppressors. The power and the powerless. That cuts out any nuance or any celebration of progress, because that's how they have to view the world. And that's why they're so fucking angry and miserable all the time, because that's all they see. And it's sad for them, because life is so short. And you're gonna be 40 and you're gonna be like, I spent my entire life being mad about shit that I can't change or shit that was in the fucking past. And that's on you. Anyway, went a little bit of a rant there, but let's continue.
We smoked on airplanes. We would board an enclosed aluminum tube with old people and children and asthmatics and light up a Chesterfield.
I can say that's one thing I'm very happy about. We don't do the smoking on the airplanes again. And to see how much we've changed, going back a little bit, I'm sorry I keep stopping it, but like when you talked about litter, like, yes, there used to be a time when people just threw shit on the ground, right? And now when I see that, I'm like triggered, like, oh my God, you just threw something on the ground. Because like we've progressed to know that that's not a great thing to do. Even here in India, like it's not everywhere in India, but there's certain places where people really just throw shit on the ground. And it comes back because Indian utensils used to be made out of clay, and so cups and plates and stuff like that, and you just throw it on the ground, it would just deteriorate. But because paper and plastic was introduced to India, I know, whole history lesson here. But anyway, I'm literally like triggered and angry by it, because like that's just the culture I was born into. But I can't be mad at people who wasn't born into that culture, who didn't grow up with that. They just don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. I mean, as an adult, as an individual, you should educate yourself for sure, but like you don't know what you don't know. And the whole smoking thing, like growing up, like I wasn't born in an era where you can just smoke inside. Like I remember when I was very little, they had smoking and non-smoking sections, and the smoking section was always near the bathroom, like in restaurants, and you have to like hold your breath to go to the bathroom. But now like that quickly ended, and it was like you couldn't smoke inside, you had to smoke in the balcony, and then that ended and you had to smoke on the fucking sidewalk. In certain places in California, you can't even smoke on the sidewalk in public, you have to smoke in this like dome thing, like a goldfish. And in other places you can't even smoke on your balcony because they say secondhand smoke will go up. Like it's like crazy now. But kids who are born in that generation will look at the other generation or other countries or cultures and like, you're fucking crazy. But it's like, you're born in a different time. You have to give grace to people that wasn't there. You know what I mean? Because like here in India, like you smoke inside. Like no, there is no smoking or non-smoking in India. Like you smoke inside, you do whatever you want. And to this day, even though I've been living out of the States for 7 years, it bothers me because I was just born in a different culture in a different time. But I have to give grace to people that this wasn't, and that's not their culture. That's not the time that they were born into, and that's fine. But I am glad that smoking on airplanes have ended because that shit was crazy. I can't even believe that used to exist. And people gave heroin to their kids. I mean, we can bring the amphetamines back. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. All right, driving housewives insane. Anyway, talking too much, let's continue.
We had pageants where we paraded women in swimsuits and judged them on their appearance. Oh, wait, we still do that. Yes, yes. And that's the point. We're never finished evolving. I hate to break it to you, but no matter how woke you think you are tolerating things right now that will make you cringe in 25 years.
It's like all the people that are canceling people today are going to be canceled in about 7-10 years. They'll be the next generation to get canceled because you are supporting things now that are going to be intolerable in the future. It's the same thing when people try to cancel Tyra Banks because of America's Top Model because I guess she's the devil now. But it's like you still watch reality TV though, and they do the same fucking thing. So you're picking and choosing, but you're still participating in shit that you're trying to cancel. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. But anyway, let's continue.
Beauty pageants, mass incarceration, putting our parents in old age homes, how we treat animals.
66 million unborn children slaughtered. One day.
One day, your kids will grow up and ask you, what's Facebook and why were you on it all day? What's a reality TV star and how did one become president? We can't believe people in old movies smoked. They won't believe we put the cell phone in our pocket next to our nuts.
And maybe not because the next generation are gonna have microchips in their brain. Elon Musk, but let's continue.
I have a feeling young people look at the clothes we wore in the 1980s and think, oh, they had to be doing it as a goof. No. We thought we looked good. I know clothes aren't as important as racism or sexism, but it is the same principle. We didn't know it was wrong. That's what happens in societies. They lapse into groupthink. We all did this. We walked the streets looking like this every day, and it went on for years and years, and no one said anything. We turned away, and we let it happen because we wanted our shoulders to look really, really big. Just remember, in the 80s, there were two top hairstylists, Vidal Sassoon and Voltage. And don't even ask me about my mullet.
He did used to have a mullet. I mean, fashion, yes. I mean, but you, like, look at the 2000s. Lowrider jeans, having your thong, your neon, bright color thong pulled all the way up to your fucking chest. Like, yeah, we're always gonna look back in the past and cringe. He mentioned earlier about the TV show Friends. If you notice, they have, like, on YouTube, they have a lot of their old 90s reruns on YouTube, but even older than that. They have, like, Friends, Sanford and Son. What was that one show, like, Moving On Up to the East Side? That show, I don't know the name of it. Is it Sanford and Sons? I don't know. But, like, a lot of these old shows that has really, like, according to today's standards, really offensive things in it. Like the fact that Friends was an all-white cast, main cast anyway, today is like offensive. But if you look back at those numbers, if you go on YouTube and look at the view counts of these shows, they're in the hundreds and thousands of millions within like days or weeks of it being uploaded. Because I really think people miss those times. So what? Shit was offensive. Who gives a fuck? But things were a lot more pure then, because the things that are on TV now, even if it's woke, even if it's politically correct, politically correct, I had like a mouthful of saliva. Even if it's woke, it's not authentic. It's not genuine. You're doing it because you're being told to do it. You're doing it because you're being forced or coerced to do it. You're doing it because you want to pass some sort of guidelines. But back then, it felt more pure. Just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks and seeing what people enjoy. And I think that's why these TV shows still get tons of views, because I think people miss that sort of maybe a moment of innocence or nostalgia. But yeah, I feel like now things are so sterile, but it's not because, oh, people are more virtuous and more kind now and all these. No, it's because like, what? I have to do it because I don't want to get canceled. I don't want some wokester on Twitter to talk about how like my TV show isn't diverse enough instead of focusing on the quality of the show. You know what I mean? But anyway, guys, that's it. This video is way longer than it really needed to be. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to get notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, you can donate. My PayPal and Cash App link is in the description box below and also in the comment section. Of course, it helps, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, and subscribe. Another great way to support this channel is either join my brand new membership program, different levels, different tiers, different perks, or you can visit my brand new merch shop, links down below, and links to all of the eternal platforms I'm on, my socials, including my Twitter, all the ways to support me, and all the ways to contact me for business is always in the links down below. Or if you like, you can super thanks. I also have a second travel vlog channel. I travel as a lifestyle, or I live abroad. If you'd like to know where I am in the world, you can go in the description box below and also in the comment section. Hit the link, go subscribe to my travel vlog channel, and or follow me on my travel Instagram. My stories are usually what's most up to date. And you guys have an amazing day. Bye!